Today on Dice Pixels, I'm alone again because Chad and Sarah are dead. Quiet, guys. Don't say anything. And we're going to talk about Fallout.
You're a lying liar.
Fuck, I get a year older and I'm dead already? Jesus.
Yeah, no, it's Chad's birthday!
Yay! Happy birthday, Chad!
We're not sick anymore either, so this is even better.
Yes.
Well, yeah, just the normal amount of sick.
Yeah, just so everybody's aware, if y'all remember the movie Beetlejuice, the receptionist that was in, the afterlife, she had that like kind of raspy, she had like the tracheotomy, the smoker chick. That's how Sarah sounded last week.
Yeah.
So
it was a little rough.
Yeah. But we're all good. We're back on the road to recovery, and I'm a year older and everything hurts. So
yeah, that's nothing new that's normal. Yeah.
Except I'm in a band now, so
that's right. So I've been playing Fallout. We'll talk about that a bit. Chad's been playing a bit of stuff. We'll talk about that a little bit. Sarah, have you been playing anything, or are you just horrible?
Well, I was horrible, but I also did play one game called Cat and Onion.
Oh, okay.
It took all of 40 minutes to play. I think I bought it for like $5. It was the silliest, and I think I talked about Maze on here one other time. I know I did a review a long time ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so. It's a game about it had talking corn in it, and you're in a corn maze as well. That was a weird game. This game was weirder.
Was the soundtrack by Korn?
What, in Maze? No.
That would be terribly appropriate.
No. But yeah, Cat and Onion was definitely weirder than Maze.
Cool. Liked it though. Just weird.
It was weird. It was enjoyable. The soundtrack was great. It was very mellow, very cute. Yeah. Involved cats, so can't go wrong.
Can't go too far wrong.
And pancakes. Pancakes were involved as well.
Pancakes are good too.
Yep.
I can see how those two are a good combo.
The two of my favorite things.
That's a different thing. That's called roadkill, and we don't support that.
No.
Oh, somebody has their audio on. Sarah.
No.
Sarah.
Damn it.
You're gone for 1 week and you already forget everything. Jesus.
I am
why don't you tell us about...
Oh, you don't have any Adrian's hors d'oeuvres this week?
I can throw one down, yeah, but let me bring it up. Will you tell us the game that you've been playing? Because it sounded like you didn't have that much to say about it.
I've been playing, there's a demo for Stellar Blade. It's a PS5 exclusive game that's coming out at the end of the month. So it caught my eye when I initially seen the cinematic. Looks like you're hack and slash. It looks like a quicker hack and slash kind of Dark Souls-y kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
I got the demo. I'm giving it a go, and I'm digging it. It's the combat's fairly similar to Dark Souls, and again, like I said, a bit quicker. Same kind of elements where if you rest at a certain area, all the enemies respawn and that kind of stuff. But it's pretty decent. The music's annoying, so I immediately turned that off. And just let kind of like the ambient sound of the environments and the battle sounds kind of be the soundtracks.
Like her screaming.
Yeah, she screamed. So every time you attack, the female protagonist that you play as is always like screaming.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
Every single time. It's so annoying.
Yeah, it would get very tiring.
And she's got obviously quite nice on the eyes. Mm-hmm. So, I mean.
Mm-hmm. But really cool thing is she fights with a sword. And when she's not using her sword, rather than like stowing it in the back, like scabbard or anything, it like goes digital and becomes part of her hair.
Yeah, it turns into like a hair clip.
Interesting.
It's pretty neat.
It's really cool.
So
Sorry, what was the name again?
Stellar Blade.
Stellar Blade. Yeah. I think that's the one that I was seeing all of the X. That's the one that everybody was fawning over her on X.
Yep.
There's apparently like a skin suit in that game that is.
There is
beyond revealing.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. I mean, like
whatever works.
Yeah, the outfit's pretty revealing anyway. But
whatever works, man.
It's cool. It's neat. I'm digging the demo. I'll probably get the full game when it releases on April 28th, 28th or 29th. Mm-hmm. One of those 2 dates, but I'll probably pick it up just because I've been enjoying it. Cool. And I'm having a hard time trying to get into the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, man. Like I bought the disc and I got it installed and I did the first chapter. When I got to the second chapter, I've heard that there's a lot of minigame kind of bloat in it. The one minigame, the Queen's Blood card game in it, I'm not a fan of.
No, you were saying it's kind of mandatory.
Well, no, so It's optional, but there is something, a part of the main quest or something where there's like a tournament for this that they say is optional, but I haven't gotten that far yet, so I don't know. I could be talking on my ass.
Okay.
I'm not too big on the game itself because I don't know. I'm probably just not good at it. It's one of those things where it's like if you played it, you'd probably be better at it because like when it comes to critical thinking and like strategic thinking and stuff, you excel at that, whereas I kind of don't. But I was getting really annoyed with this card game, and I'm one of those types of gamers where it's like, fuck, I want to do it just to like because of being a completionist, right?
Yeah.
And this was really annoying me, so I think that's part of the reason why I'm having a hard time getting into it. So
fair enough. I haven't even checked it out because after the first one, I was pretty turned off by the whole fucking.
You wouldn't like the. I don't think you'd like the. I don't think you'd like it.
I couldn't believe that they released a game. I mean, I've talked about it before, but I couldn't believe that they released a game without a goddamn overworld. It's ridiculous.
Well, this one has one though.
Yeah, which is the one reason why I was thinking about checking it out, and I might at some point. I'm not paying full price for it though.
No.
So I'll throw down a little story time. So this one I expect pretty much everyone will have heard of. It's the Hold Your Wii for a Wii contest. This is the one that. This is the story they kicked this off. So we were talking the one day, and I was like, I should do like a weekly little story, and this was the one that I sort of used as an example of like something like that. So the story itself, everybody kind of probably knows. The idea was there was 20 contestants, I think. There seems to be some confusion here because 17 and 20 both got said on a number of occasions. So 20-ish contestants were
18.5.
Yeah, right. They were given 8-ounce bottles, and then at a certain point it turned into 16-ounce bottles of water to drink, and they had to drink the bottle of water in 2 minutes, and then it was a 10-minute break. But they obviously couldn't go to the bathroom; they couldn't relieve themselves. Hence, Hold Your Wii for a Wii. The prize, you might have guessed, is
a PlayStation.
Yeah, exactly, a Nintendo PlayStation. So the tragedy here is that a lady named last name Strange died from water intoxication.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Finished the contest. I believe second place. There was somebody who held on a little bit longer, so didn't even win. Backed out because second place was Justin Timberlake tickets. But
I feel like those are probably worth like
that's what
monetarily worth a hell of a lot more than a Wii.
In fairness, at the time, Wiis were very hard to get a hold of. When they first released, they were very hard to get a hold of. But like money wise, a pair of Timberlake tickets had to be worth more than a Wii. Anyways, headed home on her own. But my understanding is that she like was on the phone with her mother at the time, like driving home on the phone, and like crying in pain from all this, which is like not really surprising if you've like drank that much water because I've got to hear 6.5 liters of water, and this woman was not big. This was a fairly small woman. So died later that day, and it's basically your cells try and absorb all this water and they can't, and eventually it just your body gives out. You don't have enough electrolytes to keep things working.
Yeah, I have a cousin that happened to.
Yeah.
He didn't die, thankfully. But...
It's the exact opposite of dehydration. Yeah. So there was talk about like this was a big court case because the DJs, like the on-air personalities, were like joking about this, and apparently there were multiple like nurses and other people that had called in and been like, "This is really dangerous. Fucking stop it." And their response was like glib bullshit of like, well, they signed waivers, so we're fine. And it's like, well. As it turns out, no, they weren't.
No.
So a lot of people know that that this happened, but I think probably less people really know sort of what ultimately was found. So the station fired 10 employees that were involved in this in any way, shape, or form. Not just the people who like directly put on the contest, but like the whole thing. They apparently did not get like actual legal sign off for this first, oddly enough. They just sort of like, if there's a waiver, it's fine sort of thing, which, I mean, if they hadn't been explicitly told that this would potentially kill someone, that might have flown, right? But so they fired 10 people. The family won $16.5 million. The hosts, interestingly, the people that were actually on air, also got sued. So the family sued the station, but they also sued individually the people involved. Apparently, they settled out of court for I think $100,000 a piece. So they did. I mean, that hardly seems like justice, but
I do hope they were part of the 10 that were fired.
Oh God, yes. Yeah. Everybody involved in it from the station side immediately was fired. Well, not immediately, but like quickly enough.
Yes.
But they were also sued directly and apparently settled out of court, which I'm guessing the family they had already won a settlement, like a proper restitution from the station, and maybe just sort of took it easy on the host. But 100,000 seems a little light to get off for essentially killing someone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like they had all their defenses in court, like, well, we didn't force them. They could stop at any time. It's like, that's all true, but
you also had medical experts calling in.
Yeah, like you also had people telling you that this was going to kill someone, and then you kept going and it killed someone. So like, not a good defense.
Yeah, no, there is a burden of responsibility and
yeah. So that's sort of the fuller story. Is I was interested because I knew of the contest at the time, and I had heard about the death and the water intoxication and everything else. It was like big in the news at the time, but I never really know sort of actually what happened and what ended up happening, like court wise. So that's the full story.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Right on.
And there are like a million articles about this. So if you want to know any more, lots of information out there.
I don't think I would have wanted a wee that bad.
Well, so I think the thing is, like, when she backed out when it became a problem for her. But the way water intoxication works is, like, you have the liquid in your stomach. It hasn't necessarily been metabolized into your bloodstream yet. And so by the time she realized she needed to stop, if she had gone to the hospital, it probably would have been fine.
Yeah.
But because she just went home, it just got worse. It's like, drinking 40 ounces of vodka and then, going and doing something. You're fine for 20 minutes and then it starts to, and you're going to die before the day's out.
But most people don't know about water intoxication. Right. So exactly. You wouldn't think that, I should go to the hospital. It's just, I held in my bladder for so long, I'm uncomfortable and feel like crap. Fine. Yeah. And in fairness, that was essentially the argument of some of the people involved in it from the host side and from the station side. It's just that, cool, if you hadn't had nurses calling in and telling you that this wasn't the case, maybe that would have been a defense. But you literally were told this exact situation would happen. And your response on air was, yeah, but they signed waivers, so it's okay. It's like, no. Intentionally killing people, waivers don't cut that. It doesn't work. Yeah. So does it say whether or not this was a morning show too?
It wasn't strictly a morning show because it happened over the course of quite a few hours. I think it was like a midday sort of like work radio sort of thing. I don't think it was in the morning. I think it was early afternoon. But I could be wrong about that. I don't actually have that piece of trivia written down. But yeah, so that's what happened with Hold Your Wee for a Wee.
Yeah.
Nice.
And as a result, way more people know about water intoxication.
Yeah. So good thing too.
Yeah. Look, I drink a lot of water at work, but I'm also pissing a lot. So
yeah, I mean, you have to drink. To be clear, you have to drink. Like there was another guy who drank as much as she did, more, I guess, and was, I hesitate to say fine, but didn't die and didn't suffer any long-term ill effect. Yeah. It was the combination of doing that, and she was not a big lady to begin with. So you do have to go crazy. Nobody's going to accidentally overdose on water in the course of their day. But this was a special case.
Nice. Well, while we're on the topic of Nintendo, just real quick, they had their Nintendo Indie World on the 17th. Just talking about a bunch of indie releases that's coming this year and into next year. The only one really that caught my eye and probably would have caught your eyes too is that they have a release date now for Cat Quest 3.
Yeah, I saw that.
August 8th.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Ooh.
So, and it's a pirate cat's quest, yar.
Ooh,
I dig it.
interesting.
That's right.
Yeah,
Naval combat.
if you don't remember us talking about it on the podcast, all three of us played Cat Quest and Cat Quest 2, and we all loved it. We thought they were great little
great game.
bite-sized games. Like, they weren't tiny, but they weren't gigantic, and like good story, good pacing.
Fun game, fun games. So, that's the third one. It's cool. There's one there called Stitch that you might dig because it's kind of Picrossy, but So just wanted to get that out before we talk about the wastelands of Fallout.
Yeah. So, like everyone else in the world, I watched. Well, except these two. I watched the Fallout series.
Watch it soon.
Yeah. It's so the Fallout series on Amazon Prime. Fantastic. I'm not the first to say that, and I won't. Well, actually, might be the last. We're a little late on this one. I should have talked about it last week, but that's okay.
There's people at work that don't game at all that are like, man, that Fallout series is
fucking
awesome.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah. The casting was great. The storyline was great. It touches on it doesn't touch on the Brotherhood of Steel. It talks about it a great deal. The whole setup and the follow through of the entire like story arc is great. There is a earth-shattering reveal at the end of the series for Fallout lore. I mean, I say earth-shattering. Many people have thought this was the case for a long time, but it was revealed to be the case. I'm not going to tell you what it is because some people haven't watched it, but it does advance the Fallout lore. And you get to find out, I believe, I'm not a Fallout lore guru here, but I believe the vaults that we follow in the show are new, like they haven't been touched on in any of the games, I believe. But yeah, solid. Whether you're a Fallout fan looking for some more lore or you're just looking for a cool show about nuclear apocalypse, it's fucking great.
Yeah. And as a result of
that, I've been playing Fallout 4.
Well, and good on freaking Microsoft and them for like putting, because all of the Fallout games have been on Game Pass, but now they're sticking it up like to the forefront. Like, hey, did you like Fallout?
Yeah,
play these games on Game Pass. I don't know if they're doing the same on because I know the PlayStation has the previous Fallouts. I'm pretty sure they're still on them, but I don't know if they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I haven't checked the PlayStation Store. I know the Xbox Store. Obviously up there, Steam, they're front and center.
Mm-hmm.
It's been like, just Fallout 4 specifically has been like topping charts because of the series. They're all, at least they were, I think they still are, massively on sale. Mm-hmm. You can get like all of the Fallout games ever for like $60 on Steam or something. I think you can get them for less, but that includes like a season pass to Fallout 4, which I guess is still getting DLCs.
Is it?
I guess. Otherwise, I don't think they'd be selling the season pass.
I know there's a ton of DLC for it. I know that.
Yeah, but like I assume, don't take my word for this, but I assume since there's a season pass, I would assume that they're still planning to at least release stuff for it. They'd be stupid not to at this point. It's been massively resurged.
Well, yeah, and we were talking about this before we started filming. Fallout 4 was like the only one that I never really played. And most of the reason why was because Fallout 3, while good, just felt really drab to me.
Yeah.
You know? But 4 seems like it has more vibrancy, more color to it.
It's got a little bit more, yeah.
Yeah. So
still a very dark and dingy sort of ambience in general. But so I've played a lot of the Fallouts, but I had never played the originals, like the 1 and 2. So I actually went back initially. I even started recording it. My idea was that I was gonna start at Fallout and sort of play through all of the Fallouts, and I was gonna do it on video. But I hate the first Fallout. It is so slow. Like, I don't even hate that kind of game because I didn't mind Shadowrun. I was enjoying it a little bit. At some point, I should go back and play it properly. But it was so slow. I played Fallout, the original Fallout, for like 2 fucking hours, and like I barely got anywhere. It was just everything is like 15 clicks to do something, and holy shit. So I couldn't get into it at all.
From that time of gaming, you know, like what was it, like late 90s?
Yeah.
Late 90s or
maybe
early
even earlier
aughts?
than that.
Very.
Let me see if I can figure that out. 1997. Yeah. Late 90s. Yeah. Yeah, and it's just like they tried to do a good job, and like all of the elements are there, and the combat's pretty decent and everything. It's just like inventory management is a fucking slog, and like there's no good hotkey reference handy, and the hotkeys don't make any fucking sense, and of course you can't change them, and
Of course.
it's
not.
just I'm sure it was great if you played it at the time, but I tried to go back and I couldn't. I'll maybe try again at some point, but it was just so fucking painful. I haven't tried Fallout 2 yet. I may do that, but I was like, well, if I'm not starting at the beginning, I might as well go and play some Fallout 4, which is a great game that I love. So I started a new character going through that, and I'm building out my sanctuary city and all that good stuff.
So, did you ever play New Vegas?
Briefly, yeah.
So a lot of people consider that to be the best Fallout game.
Interesting. I don't know if I played it at the wrong time and just didn't get super into it. It was not a bad Fallout game by any means. It was definitely a great Fallout game. Fallout 4 is my favorite, I think. But with that said, I'll once I've noodled around in Fallout 4 again for a while, I'll go and try New Vegas again and see what I think. I mean, Fallout 76 is obviously the best.
Yeah. I think my brother is probably one of them that I know of anyway, was probably one of the only ones that actually stuck with it when it came out and sung its praises when there was really nothing to sing about.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's a better game now.
I was going to say, the thing is, I'd probably fire it up and I'd be like, this is fine. What were people talking about? But it's not the same thing.
I'm not interested in stuff like that because I've always, again, thanks to like Bethesda and just their style, their first person style of games and stuff. I always prefer those to be just like single player endeavors. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And building the base in Fallout 4, I don't know if I'd like that or not.
On PC, I like it. On console, I fucking hated it.
Okay. Fair enough.
Because like building anything piecemeal on the console is frustrating. Right?
Yeah.
Like I don't even like Kerbal Space Program on the console, and I love Kerbal Space Program. Mm-hmm. So anytime you're trying to construct things, it's just, now mind you, not to say I don't like Fallout 4 on the console. I played it quite a bit and do like it, but the construction aspect of it, terrible. So.
Yeah, I don't even know if like PlayStation integrated the touchpad to kind of use it for like fine movement and stuff like that. I
feel like they integrated it, but not for fine movement, just for regular movement, which was part of the problem.
Yeah.
Now, mind you, it may have changed since then, and I might also be misremembering, but I just remember not enjoying the town building on the console.
Yeah.
But on PC, it works pretty well because, mouse control.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, I never played Fallout 4, so maybe now is the time to...
Well, if it's free on Game Pass, so...
Yep.
Oh, it's free.
Yeah. Super free.
Yeah, hella free.
Oh, and I played some Peglin, which is a stupid little... I think I talked about it before.
Yeah.
I played some more of it. I don't like it that much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
I thought I would like it more than I did. It's cute, and for the first little while, I was like, "Oh, this is really fun." But you play through. It's not very long. It's like 3 sort of like levels.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to the end way too fast. Like just as you're starting to get like super powerful and fun, it ends. And then like the new game plus sort of mechanism to it, like the roguelite portion of the game, is not satisfying at all. Maybe if you play through enough, you start unlocking cool stuff, but like it just made it slightly harder the second playthrough. There wasn't even any like benefit to it. I'm like, well, what? Like at least give me more experience or something.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe it did, but not by enough that I noticed. Mm-hmm. So yeah, near miss. Like the core gameplay is pretty cool. I like it, but they kind of shit the bed on the full package. So
and
then Slay the Spire, same sort of thing. I was playing a bit of it too. Similar idea, except cards instead of Peggle. I think if you play with the unlocks where you just like start with random powerful decks and stuff, it looks like it could be lots of fun. But the core game, no, didn't.
Not for you.
You just don't get any power. It takes way too long to get any power. And I'm like, for a game that you're playing through once, like if you're going to make a game that you do one run through and then like carry a little bit of power into the next playthrough or whatever. But if it's like a 3-segment playthrough that's going to take an hour, you got to start getting powerful fairly fucking quickly, or else there's no goddamn point in playing it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like if there's no arc, and this felt like maybe it's exponential, and maybe if I played more of it, it'd be better. But like I played through a couple of full runs, and it was kind of like cool, like I won, but at no point was I like, oh, this is gonna be sweet. It was kind of like, okay, yeah, that's slightly better than what I had. Let's go. So yeah, I didn't like Slay the Spire either. So I've been a curmudgeon this week, but I am looking forward to Manor Lords.
Manor Lords.
Pretty sure that's what it's called. A bunch of streamers have been talking about it. It's coming out soon. It's going to be on Game Pass, and it's like a medieval. It's like a combination medieval city builder and combat simulator. So and like it's from watching like the Spiffing Brit and Ambiguous play it. The transition between like the different levels of zoom, so to speak, is like flawlessly smooth. So, and then like to the point where you can like go in with your Manor Lord and you can like jump into a battle with your army, which is cool. It looks really cool. I'm definitely going to check it out when it's available. It's coming out soon. I think it might be accessible in early access now on Steam, but definitely in beta.
It's in early access, but it doesn't look like you can get it yet.
I think
it's being released on April 26th.
Yeah, I think it's only streamers and stuff that have access to it right now. But it's going to be Game Pass, so I'm going to wait for it there.
Yeah.
It looks super fun. It looks like a bit of Civ. Actually, what it looks like to me was, I think it was like Civ 3 maybe, where you had like the different levels. It was the first one that really got into like the different levels of like building out an army and establishing trade routes, but then also being able to like follow around individual people. And it's like that, but modernized to the point where you can do all of that without being in distinct game modes. It's just like, yeah, go to any of those game modes just by zooming out. I think it looks super cool.
Cool.
So, looking forward to that.
Right on.
Forgot to say I was also tapping in a little bit to Prosperous Universe this week as well.
Oh yeah, I haven't played it in forever.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing right now because I'm still very, very early on. But yeah, it's interesting.
Shit, I remember checking that out, and then I just kind of fell out of it. Maybe I'll resurrect my little account.
Yeah,
nice. Yeah, I'm just waiting for Stellar Blade to come out now. I'm in the funk right now where like with games, like I've been playing a lot more. I've been getting into like racing games. Microsoft redid their reward system and stuff like that. So now they have like the if you play 5 days in a row, you get so many reward points or whatever, but you have to play a game for longer than 15 minutes in order for it to count for a day.
Yeah. So
I figure, I got Grid Legends still installed on my Xbox, so I do like a race of that. There's 15 minutes, whatever, I'm done. But I'm really looking for like, I think I need like a hack and slash kind of game, because like I played Hi-Fi Rush. I played the crap out of Hi-Fi Rush on PS5.
You should check out Diablo 4 again, man. It's supposedly gotten way better.
I mean,
fine, then check out Diablo 3.
No, maybe I will, because I did want to go back and like explore the rest of the continents that I didn't do in like the final couple acts, just because I was getting so fucking bored with it. But yeah, I mean, I might as well. I paid $100 for the fucking game.
I mean, check it out. Cool. Anything else?
I'll just say this real quick. There's a story on Kotaku, if you want to check it out, about a fella who spent $90,000 on one of the rarest copies of the 1986 Castlevania for the NES release. It's factory sealed, and it still has the hanging tab on the back of it. And this fella, along with his childhood friend, paid over $90,000 for it. And apparently they had to do some kind of Mission Impossible bullshit to get it from Texas to the Northeast. So that's crazy. I would never spend $90,000 on a video game.
No.
Just saying. I would gladly accept $90,000 for a game. But yeah, that's it for me.
Cool. Well, with that, we'll probably call it a day. I just remembered I have a bunch of sealed Magic cards still. I should
sell them for $90,000.
Well, or open them or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, cool. Thanks so much for watching. If you did, give us a like, comment, tell us how awesome we are. Or
tell us how much we suck. I don't fucking care.
Or say happy birthday to Chad.
Yeah, say happy birthday.
Yeah, say happy birthday to Chad and tell us both how awesome we are and how much we suck.
Yeah.
And then your bases are covered.
Yep.
So
I'll write a song about it.
We love you all so much, and we will see you next week.
Bye.
I'm old.